All right. So now we're going to hear from Jen. And by the way, this book, what this book served to lead, it's basically a bunch. I should have said this in the beginning, but it's a bunch of small excerpts, bigger than quotes. Some of them are just quotes, which I don't do a bunch of like, hey, just reading quotes. I do a couple. I'm going to do a couple today, but some of them are like, 2, 3, 4 pages of people's views on leadership, of which I'm pulling out some of the highlights. And interestingly, for the first time, I was going through some of this, and I was like, you know what? It was something that it's something that I've said a million times. And so I said, you know what? I'm not actually going to highlight this again because I've said it over and over again. Now, clearly with discipline, I just talked about it for 47 minutes, and I probably always will when I get the opportunity. But there's a lot more about discipline. There's a whole section on discipline we'll get to. All right. Now we're going to hear from General John Hackett. Again, World War II, African campaign. He's part of Market Garden, which is the big airborne operation, World War II. And here's what he says. I am a soldier. In speaking of leadership, I do so as a soldier, and when I think about it, as any soldier often must, I do so in the context of battle. Pressures in battle are high, and in battle, as a consequence, the problems of leadership stand out in bold relief. And that's something very similar to what I say, which is combat is like life amplified and intensified. Wrote that in Extreme Ownership, and that's what I'm talking about. And because it's that way, it's very easy to identify what's going on with the leadership. It's the problems of leadership stand out in bold relief. He said it better than me. Back to the book. But while battle may be unique, the problems that it exposes are not. Right? Yes, leadership problems, and have been working for 7 years with other companies and people that are not going to battle. And guess what? The problems that battle exposes are not unique to battle. For leadership is concerned with getting people to do things and is most keenly needed when difficulties, doubts, and dangers are at their greatest. In whatever sphere this is attempted, the problems are essentially similar. So anytime you've got a team, you got to try and make them do something, the problems are pretty much going to be similar. Back to the book. I said that leadership was concerned with getting people to do things. What I meant was getting them to do things willingly. So we don't want to just bark orders at people. That doesn't work. Doesn't work in business. Doesn't work on the battlefield. Will it work for 5 minutes? Yes, it will. Can I yell at you and get you to do something? Yep, sure. You're on monster.com looking for a new job when you get home. Yep. Back to the book. A man really only gets a full response from the men he leads by something approaching complete fusion of his own identity with the whole that he and they together form. So think about that. If you're in charge of something and you're a leader, you need to become that thing. You need to become that team. You need to become that goal. I like that one. And you can see when people get possessed, like you look at the modern business leaders today, those are people that, Steve Jobs, he was like obsessed with the product. He was Apple. And that's one of those things that was so beneficial. Elon Musk, just like he is what he's trying to do. Yeah. Back to the book. Successful military leadership is impossible without the leader's total engagement in the task in hand and to the group committed to his care for its discharge. And what's interesting about that, I was talking to your brother, Jade, Charles, not too long ago. Actually, it was pretty long ago, and he said something to me, and it was like a big revelation to him. And he had a good way of saying what I'm just reading about right now. We were talking about something. He was going to a meeting, and he was going to be, talking about something. There was some controversy about where they were going to go, and he said that the person that cares the most wins. And that's a great statement, and it's very true. It's not 100% true, but the percentage is very high up there. Because if I just care about something so much, and I'm going to drive with it further than you. If I care about this decision more than you do,
Yeah.
I got a really good chance of winning.
Yeah.
Really good chance of winning.
Yeah, it kind of seems like that translates into any goal. You know?
Any goal.
The more you care about it, the more probability.
Yeah, I guess the
can
only
reach it.
only place where it becomes problematic is if I care about something, you know, at 97, level 97, and you care about with an opposite decision, you're also at level 97.
Oh, dang, yeah.
Now we got an issue.
Yeah.
Now we got a problem because we're both going to think we're going to win, and we both believe that we need to win. So now it's
going the distance.
Now we got an ego scenario going on, and things become problematic. And you know where this just becomes stupid is when you hear people having political, I'm using air quotes on that one, political debates around something.
Yeah.
You know, and this person totally believes 100%, and this person totally cares 100%, and they're going to go nuts on each other, and they don't listen to anything that the other person says, and you end up with a big disaster on your hands of nonsense.
Yeah, a lot of those, whether it be political, diet, that's another one.
Yeah. You know,
exercise.
I was listening to our podcast.
Sure.
And what were we talking about? I was talking about watching people on the news. Mm-hmm. And that's a classic situation where you got somebody on a 3-minute segment, and one person is the hardcore in this direction, the other person's the hardcore in the other direction. They both care. They both care a lot.
Yeah.
Neither one of them is going to win. They actually that goes the next. That's the next realization, is that if you're going up against a person that cares as much as you do, you actually have to take a back step and find another way. You have to flank them. Yeah. Because you're not going to be able to win them by going head to head. They care as equal to you.
Yeah.
So you've got to find a new solution.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you know what you'll do? Expend all your ammunition, charging machine gun nests, and you'll die.
Yeah.
You don't want to do that. If you care as much as me and I don't have the same opinion, I've got to flank you.
Yeah, a lot of these...
Probably going to let you think you just won the argument in order to flank you too, by the way.
Yeah. Yeah, the, again, the political, religion, diet, how to raise kids, all these are all what do you hot button is that what you call it?
The things that you're not supposed to talk to or talk about around the Thanksgiving dinner table.
Yeah, they get heated real quick. Yeah. And a lot of times we're talking about people, or not people, but we talk about how much someone cares about it, right? Mm-hmm. A lot of times the things that get mixed up is how much you care about it versus how much you care about your stance on it.
Yeah.
So they're subtly different, but it's a big difference.
And then you got to put your ego into both those.
Right.
Because my ego, I don't want to admit that I'm wrong.
Right.
Don't want to do that.
That means you care about your stance. So when you make it about yourself, but if you care about the issue, like if me and you were having a debate about kettlebell workouts or something, and I like dumbbells, you like kettlebell, but I really care about the issue, and the issue is what's the best exercises.
Right.
If I truly care about what the best exercise is and not about my stance on what the best, I'm going to care about the real answer, whether it's my answer or not. So that's why I think like political, all these other things, they have that, and it's just like how you said, it's the ego, natural thing, but they wind up caring more about their stance on it than they do the actual issue,
For sure.
Yeah.
Don't let that happen.
Watch out for that one. So yeah, the 97, not 97, but the person who cares the most wins doesn't apply to someone's individual stance on something. It applies to the subject.
And it also doesn't apply to, a jiu-jitsu match, because I might really care about winning. I was thinking about this the other day.
Yeah,
because that's another thing. People say mental. Oh, it's all mental. And here's an example. Alex Honnold, who's a rock climber, who just climbed El Capitan in Yosemite, which is 3,000 feet tall. And people say, oh, it's all mental. And people say things, if you want something bad enough, you can do it. You put me on that rock, there's some crux move like 2,000 feet up, that's really hard, and you're smearing, which is this technique in rock climbing where you don't, and I've done it before, and I'm like the lowest white belt. I'm not even a white belt. Like someone gave me my white belt in rock climbing. Like I'm not like a legit, but I know I've tried things. Right. I go to Yosemite and I'll play around on the rocks and everything. But I've tried this thing. It's called smearing, and you're basically just using the tread or just the bottom of your rock climbing shoes on flat granite. And you can create enough friction, that you can move up it. And some people are really good at it. I suck. And you got your handholds you're working too, but you're using your feet, and it's this really weird balance that you have to do, because if you push too hard into the rocks, your feet slip off.
Gotcha,
and if you don't push hard enough, you don't get any lift. So it's this really fine like balance you've got to have.
Yeah.
And apparently there's one move, or this one series of moves on this climb that he did that you have to smear. And of course, this is very natural for him. But apparently he climbed that section with a rope like 6 or 7 times just to make sure it felt good and all that stuff. Mm-hmm. Here's my point. Even if it wasn't a smearing part, even if it was just holding on to rocks, right? At 2,000 feet, I would absolutely want really, really badly to hold on to the rocks. Yeah. I don't have the muscular strength to do it. I mean, the things that he's holding on to are smaller than the first pad of your fingers. Yeah. That's what he's holding on to. Tiny. Yep. And we were doing this the other day at my house, remember? Yep. That little thing. You actually had stronger grip than me on the climbing board that I have at my house. Yep. But I couldn't even hold on. Or I could hold on for 5 seconds, and you like had no. Did you hold on to the really small one?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's legit. I can't even hold on to that thing. So if I was 2,000 feet up and I really, 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 really wanted to do it, and I was all mentally in the game, guess what? I'm falling to my death.
Right.
Because I don't have the strength to do it. Yeah. I don't have the physical strength, and I need to build it. And okay, you could say, and that might be an acceptable answer. Okay, if you really have the mental strength and will to do it, then you'll train super hard.
Right.
But at that moment, not going to help me. I'm falling to my death.
Right. Yeah, so. I think that's not a metaphor, but like it's like a romantic
reality. Oh yeah, it's a romantic thing. Yeah. If you want it bad enough, you can do it. No, actually not true. I want to take the extreme version. I want to stay alive. I'm 2,000 feet up. I want really badly to stay alive. Doesn't matter. Yeah. I can't get across that section. Don't have the hand strength to do it. Not happening.
Yeah.
But they're making a movie about that. I can't wait to see it. About Alex Honnold climbing that rock.
Oh, yeah.
Jimmy Chin is the famous kind of photographer guy that they went and documented the whole thing. And apparently, one of the articles said that during that crux moment, Alex Honnold was like, "Hey, when we get to here, just like back off with the cameras." He apparently was like, just back off the cameras when I go through, section 94 alpha, because
why?
I think he thought he didn't need any cameras around real close when he might fall to his death.
Dang. It's that heavy, huh? Like, well, or is it because it might break his concentration, or both?
I don't know, but that's crazy.
Yeah.
Have you ever been to Yosemite?
No.
It's El Capitan is 3,000 feet straight up of granite. It takes people 3, 4, 5 days to climb up it. Damn. He climbed it in 3 hours and 45 minutes with a chalk bag and a pair of shoes. Dang. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
It's completely ridiculous. 3,000 feet. That's very tall. Echo, you're trying to imagine it? Let me help you.
No,
it's taller than anything you've ever seen. It's taller than a skyscraper in San Diego. It's huge. And he climbed it with no ropes. That means there's no rest. That means there's no break.
Yeah.
And it means there's no mistakes. You can't make a mistake. If you make a mistake, you die.
Yeah.
Crazy. Very impressive. I don't even know why we're talking about Alex Honnold right now. Oh, because we're talking about the mental will.
Yeah. Whoever believes it the most.
Yeah.
Wins.
Whoever believes the most wins.
Oh, cares about it. Sorry, not believes it.
Yeah.
Cares
and
about
as
it.
much as I care about staying alive, I wouldn't be able to pull it off.
Yeah. I think in Jade's situation that it did make sense, though. Because you're.
No, I'm actually saying it does make sense.
Yeah.
It does make sense. And that's why I was able to do a lot of stuff that I've been able to do in my career.
Right.
When I was in the military, a lot of the stuff that I was able to get done, I was able to get done because I cared about it more than anybody else.
Okay, yeah, I remember.
Like, you think you're gonna outperform my task unit. I care about this so much. I don't care. I care about this so much. You're not gonna be able to compete with me.
Yeah.
Because you might think, I'll get there at 5 o'clock in the morning. I've been there for an hour. You might think I'm going to have my guys drill this 10 times. I'm going to have my guys drill it 20 times. I care about this too much for you to win. You can't beat me. You can't beat me. It's not going to happen. I care about this too much. Not in a bad way. Not in a selfish way. I care about this. I love this.
Right.
This is everything to me. You know how you have other things going on, and you got your wife, and you got your family, and you got this other thing going on in your life, and you got goals that you want. I don't care about any of those things. This is all I care about. So therefore, you can't compete with me. And that's pretty cool. It's a cool place to be.
Right.
And get overseas, people are thinking about all these other things. No, you don't care about anything. I don't care about anything else. This is the only thing I care about.
Yeah. So it ends up getting boiled down to just not stopping, right? Not quitting, not giving up.
Yeah, that definitely plays a role. And of course, there's got to be balance. Because if, let's say I don't care about, let's say, my focus is 100% my SEAL task unit, but then I forget about the fact that we're working with other Army units. And the only thing I care about is my unit. Well, no, actually, I need to care about the mission more, right? I need to care about our where we're going strategically. Because otherwise, I'm thinking, I just want to get my guys taken care of. I just want to get my guys more work. I just want to get... No, actually, I do. What trumps my care for the task unit was care for the mission of what we're trying to accomplish. Now, luckily, those two things are completely aligned. So there was never any time where I was thinking, should I do this to benefit the task unit or benefit the mission? No. If it benefited the mission, it benefited the task unit. If it benefited the task unit, it benefited the mission, period. So I care about those things. You're going to have a hard time competing with me. And luckily, in Ramadi, there wasn't any competition. We were all working together. That's what was so amazing about it.
Yeah.
Was Army, Marine Corps, us, everyone was just working together to accomplish missions, because that's what you get when you get a nasty battlefield. You get people working together. All right,